You have to call the references. They put their references on their resume. How often do we call them?
I very rarely do.
Right. And how much money could that save you if you called somebody who you thought was awesome because you think everybody's awesome, and you call that other person and they say, oh, run the other direction?
Tens of thousands, if not.
Right.
Insurance dudes are on a mission to escape being handcuffed by our agencies.
How? By uncovering the secrets to creating a predictable, consistent, and profitable agency sales machine.
I am Craig Pretzinger.
I am Jason Feltman.
We are agents.
We are insurance dudes.
Right now, while it's fresh in your mind, check out live.teledudes.com.
We took our notes from over 100 interviews with top agents from around the country and made it into a live webcast.
Using these strategies led Craig and I to selling more than $10 million in premium in the last 2 years.
On this call, you'll receive the exact blueprint to get the same results.
Just go to live.teledudes.com to register for this upcoming Tuesday's live call with us.
If you jump on this call with us, we're certain 2022 will be an absolutely fantastic year for you.
See you there.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jason. It is a pleasure to sit here with you.
It is a pleasure to sit here with you, and I'm really excited about the subject you just brought up. I'm glad we're going to record this conversation.
Let's record it.
Yeah.
3 insurance agency hiring musts.
Hiring, man.
Yeah.
It's a tough one these days, right? That's the big hurdle.
It is the big hurdle because you can't get to the other big hurdle, which is writing a bunch of business so you'd be profitable unless you have the people helping, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So let's dive in. I want to know these 3 musts. You started to get into it prior to this, and we said, no, let's record this. So I had to wait.
Yeah.
We had to log in. We had to set up the stuff.
Are you just dancing?
I'm dancing with
around
anticipation.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Now we've all heard this thing, hire slow, right? We've all heard it. This is number 1, hire slow. But do we actually follow that perfectly? It's really important that you do hire slow. I know you need them. I know I need somebody, right? Everybody needs another producer. Everybody needs that. But it doesn't benefit anybody in the long term when you're slobbering over them, when they come to the door and, oh my gosh, they have a license. And the first thing you want to do, because you talked to them and they seemed great, is say, all right, when can you start? Right. But you got to be a little bit more strategic, because the thing is, she posted a resume, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, we are considering bringing her back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, my sales manager wanted to bring her in and then say, hey, I'll get her stuff started. I said, no. It doesn't matter whether we know that we're going to make an offer or not. We can't let her know that we're just going to go ahead and make the offer, because then it's too easy, right? If it's too easy to get, it's very easy to leave. And so we have to create that thing. What say you?
Yeah. No, I like it. I think to distinguish though, it's you need to hire. So like you need to quickly implement this stuff, but definitely have a process that in all processes, hiring process, they do take time. You just don't want to quickly like jump to come in tomorrow.
Right. Which I didn't even use as one of the 3, but that's the whole point of continually doing this, right? Don't get into that position where you need. I know we always need, but to the position where you're desperate in need of somebody, because that's going to lead to a bad hire, and then that costs more than just not having anybody. At least
is that the first must?
That was the first must. Hire slow.
Got it. What's numero dos
is use an assessment tool for gosh sake.
Right. What does that mean exactly? What are we looking for? What does it do?
Well, there's all kinds of different ones out there. You obviously are familiar with the sales strengths. That's one thing. A disc test. And you could Google the disc test. There's a bunch of different companies that offer that, and you find one that you like. But the disc test is great because it's going to identify personality traits that may be a good fit for the position that you're hiring, right? And hire to the role, right? So you want to hire to that role, and use the assessment to align it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah. Like I'm horrible at that. I am on a DISC profile. If you don't know what the DISC is, it's DISC. It's a great profile assessment. And there are certain traits that it just nails down. Like I'm a high I, which means I like need approval from people. Basically, right?
Creative,
so like, yeah,
energetic.
you like to be, so I feed off of other eyes. Usually eyes are really low organization and things like that. So it's like, I need people that are not like me to fill in the gaps. That's where an assessment comes into play because I am drawn to another eye.
Right.
Which two of me is no good.
Yeah. And a lot of good salespeople are going to typically have a high eye.
Right. Yep.
But so the D, right? The D is that we don't need to go down the rabbit hole. We could do another one. We could do another playbook where we talk about those. That's fine.
Yeah.
Get a little dive down the rabbit hole.
So that's number two, numero.
Let's talk about trace. You ready for trace?
I'm ready.
This is something that everybody knows. Again, it's the obvious, but do we actually do the obvious? We need to do these things. You have to call the references. They put their references on their resume. How often do we call them?
I very rarely do.
Right. And how much money could that save you if you called somebody who you thought was awesome because you think everybody's awesome, and you call that other person and they say, oh, run the other direction?
Tens of thousands, if not way more.
Yeah.
Because you're buying leads, you're buying, like, if you really think about all the costs, it's unreal. Yeah. There's no reason not to. Actually, if you don't, you are literally burning money.
Yeah. People say buying leads is burning money. No, that's an asset that you're going to be able to call forever until they say don't call again, right? But not calling when the answer is right there. They're going to say, they're only supposed to say they worked at these, but they're going to tell you. You just say, hey, tell me about that person. They're going to blah, blah, blah. Especially if it wasn't great, right? They're going to be happy to make it challenging. So they say run the other way, or they say, oh my, I'm so bummed that they left. They were so good, but they didn't get along with Susie, and boom, there you go.
Now, those are amazing 3 musts for hiring, but you also have brought up some other amazing hiring tips. Can we do one more of these and then bring some more tips for the hiring?
Well, we're going to do another one that's around the corner. That is going to be 3 insurance hiring mistakes that every agent must avoid. So it's going to be converse.
Let's do it. All right. I'm excited.
Yeah. So we will see you on the next playbook. Yeah, soon. See ya.
Woo.
Hey, what are you still doing here?
Well, while you're still here and while it's fresh in your mind, check out live.teledudes.com.
Yeah, if you weren't listening before, we took notes from over 100 interviews with top agents from around the country and made it into a live webcast.
Using these strategies did help Craig and I write over $10 million in premium in the last couple years.
And let me tell you, on this call, you'll receive the exact blueprint to get the very same results.
Again, that's live.teledudes.com to register for this upcoming Tuesday's live call with us.
And if you jump on with us, we are certain 2022 will be an absolutely fantastic year for you.
See you there.